This is DIY Mama again, and I'm going to show you how to stain this wood. I've had a ton of questions about how to stain. This is different than cabinets, but if you want to stain wood, especially if you want to stain pallet wood, this is what you need to listen to. So remember, this is not how I would stain my cabinets, but this is how you can use the same stain for unfinished wood. Okay, so first of all, this is pallet wood. So it's rough and gives you splinters, and it's going to go on a wall that's really not going to get touched, so I'm not going to sand this so that it has no more splinters. But I don't want to get splinters when I'm applying the stain. So I'm just going to kind of rub it down just a little bit. This one's pretty good. I already did it. This one is really pretty rough. And especially when you cut with the saw, sometimes it'll leave it like this so that there's splinters hanging off the edge. They come off pretty easy, I just don't want them in my finger. So we're just going to go like this and make sure we get them all so that I don't get them later. Okay, you don't have to do this, I just want to because I've gotten several in my finger today already and it hurts. So this will make it easier. But to get it applied into the wood, it's not necessary. So, because it will apply just fine without doing this. So, I'm going to make sure I put my ends back the way I wanted it. And then I'm going to stain. Now for this bathroom, I'm picking two different color stains. I've got the Candelite and the brown mahogany. They're similar. These are actually two different colors. And you might be able to tell, you might not. But I really wanted some variation in my bathroom. So I didn't want it to look all completely the same. And every piece of wood is going to take the stain differently. But I thought if I use two different colors, again, these are two different colors. If I use two different colors, I'm going to get even more of a variance. So that's what I'm doing. So I just pick a random color, but don't pick a random color with rag. Make sure you use the right rag for the right stain so you're not getting your stains mixed, because that would be bad. So I just take a rag. Okay, in my other tutorial, I said use a man's sock. Yes, using a man's sock would be easier for this project, but for two reasons I'm not using a sock. One, I'm out of socks and my husband is tired of me taking his good socks. Two, I've got two different colors that I'm using and I am very, very, very right-handed, so I cannot have two socks on my left, like one on my left hand, and try to stain with that hand because I can't do it. So I'm using rags so that I can just grab one, and I'm not having to use that sock on and off, because that would make a bigger mess. So I'm just using rags, and we're just going to wipe it on, go with the grain. And this is the thing, there's going to be parts in here that are not going to take the stain because they're too deep. So if they go that way, you can go against it, stick your fingernail in there, and then again, rub with the grain, when you're done. But to try to get it in there, if you have to, you can go the other direction. It's not a problem. Again, I want to make sure that I get down the sides and in that, because I want to make sure that none of it's going to show when I've got it up to something else. We're just going to dip it in. It depends on how dark you want it. I am only doing one coat on these because unfinished wood really just sucks it up, and I like to be able to see the grain here like it naturally is doing. So I am not doing another coat. And right now I think it's over like 105, so it's drying very fast. If you live somewhere where it's cold, or if you're doing it in the winter, or if it's rainy, it will take days to dry. Right now it's taking about 20 minutes. It is drying very fast because I live in the desert and it's 105 right now and I'm outside doing this. So let's see. So we want to make sure that we get in the edges, and I want to also do the ends. And you don't have to go all the way to the end. I'm just making sure the top gets done. That's where it's going to show, if it does show at all. Okay, I picked this one, even though it's got this thing in it. It's not straight wood because I thought it would give some character to the wall. So that one's done, and then I'm just going to stick it here, and we'll pick the other color and just do the next one. This one's going to be a little bit different because it is rougher and it's going to be harder to get it in. As you can see, just going over it, it's not getting in there. So we're going to have to put a lot, and that's okay. Just put a lot, go over it, wipe off the excess, and keep going. See? But as long as you end with going with the grain, because I can go sideways like this if I need to really rub it in there, and then just rub it with the grain, then we're going to look fine as long as we rub it at the end to make sure it's going that way. So we want it to look like it's supposed to be that way, not like we DIY stained it. So make sure you get the ends. Make sure you're dipping into the right stain if you're using more than one. I am not going to poly either of them. I am just going to leave it. It's just stained, not polyed. I'm going for really rustic, obviously, because it looks pretty rustic and just natural. It doesn't look like I'm really getting premium wood, because I'm not, but that's okay. That's what I want it to look like. So then those are different colors, but they really complement each other. So anyway, that's how you do it. And then I'm just going to do this little one. I'm going to rough it up too and then stain it, and then we're going to go ahead and put these on the wall.